They say you only truly lose your childhood home twice, once when you leave it, and once when you hand the keys to a stranger. But as I stood in the empty hallway of the house that raised me, I realized I'd been losing my father every single day for the last 10 years, without even knowing it. The real estate agent was waiting in the driveway, her engine idling, but I needed one last look at the pantry door. That door was our only shared language, the place where the pencil marks of my growth were recorded with the precision of a man who lived by a spirit level and a tape measure. I expected to see the marks stop at 18, the year I packed my bags and told him I was never coming back to this small, suffocating town. I pulled back the heavy door, expecting to find the ghost of my teenage self. The marks were there, fading into the wood grain, 4 feet, 5 feet, then the final bold line at 6 feet 2. But as my eyes tracked down the frame, my heart stopped. There were more marks. Faint silver-gray pencil lines continued past the wood of the frame and onto the hidden drywall behind the door trim. They weren't measurements of my height anymore. They were dates. Every single time I had come home for a weekend, the times I had been short with him, the times I spent the whole visit looking at my phone, complaining about the slow Wi-Fi, he had been marking the date I arrived and the date I left. Next to the very last date, written just 3 weeks before his heart finally gave out, he had scribbled in a tiny, cramped hand, "He's still my boy, no matter how far he wanders." Standing in that hollowed-out house, the silence was suddenly deafening. I realized then that while I was busy measuring my success by the miles I put between us and the titles on my business card, he was measuring the value of his life by the few hours I spent standing still in his kitchen. I wasn't just handing over a set of keys today. I was finally seeing the man who had spent a decade quietly holding on to a son who was already gone. I walked out to the agent, the weight of that pencil mark heavier than any box I'd carried out of that house.